Hey there, everybody, and good afternoon. I'm Will DuPree here in the KXAN live studio. We've got something exciting to share with you all. So just as a little story, back when I moved here to Austin in 2018, one of the very first places I wanted to go was to check out the graffiti art park at the Hope Outdoor Gallery in downtown. And I did just that and took some pictures like hundreds and hundreds of people and tourists and neighbors have done over the years. And if you take a look, this is what it used to look like there. The ever-changing graffiti artwork and the murals were so beautiful and colorful and attracted so many crowds. But that location on Baylor Street near North Lamar Boulevard closed in January 2019. Now, the COVID-19 pandemic did cause organizers to pause moving forward just for a moment with the new art park in East Austin near the airport. However, we now know that that art park is going to reopen this summer. That is very exciting news. So here to talk about those plans is Austin restaurateur CK Chen. CK, thank you so much for being here. And from what I understand, you're going to help oversee the food and beverage programs out there at the new art park.
Yes, correct. Hi, thank you for having me, Will. I appreciate you taking the time to talk to us about this. I mean, it's something we're very excited to talk about, and we're just really glad that it's picking back up.
Yeah, it's such exciting news for sure because, again, that was such a destination for me because I had always seen all those pictures at the old location, and I know a lot of people were coming back to visit and they were wondering maybe when is this going to reopen, but now we know that this summer is the reopening date. Do we have an exact one at this time?
If anybody who's in construction and opening up new things, we don't even jinx it. The answer is always 2 weeks, right? I mean, it's just kind of, we'll see what's going to happen. Let's hope that the weather stays like this and we continue to be out there and working. And, our goal is the middle of the summer. We'd like to be open, in July. I think that's kind of the goal. So I'll keep you posted if it happens earlier, but that's what we're hoping for.
Yeah, we'll keep our fingers crossed for that too. If anybody has not seen the renderings of this new park, take a look. These are the drawings that were sent out, and as you can see, the buildings itself actually spell out hope, and this is going to go in there at Dalton Lane near Austin Bergstrom International Airport. CK, to show these images and let people know that this is about to happen, that they will soon be able to check it out, how does that feel?
We've been looking at these images for so long. It's like a dream. It doesn't even feel real until we saw those walls go up and saw those bricks go down. The kind of the idea of hope, just seeing those words obviously do something for you. The reason why it spells hope from the sky is that when we decided on the location over there by the airport, we're right in the flight paths of airplanes landing and going. And so, you'll be able to look out your window and have this message of hope. And I think that's something that's, I don't know a better way to talk about, how to arrive to a city or to leave a place like Austin is to kind of have a message of hope.
People may be wondering, will they be able to create their own artwork on the walls just like they did at the downtown location? What can you tell people about that?
Yeah, we're going to have designated. I mean, this is in our community. We really kind of shuffled with the idea as our titles started getting longer and more commas in there: community center, art park, music venue, et cetera, et cetera. There's definitely going to be walls that are going to be non-curated and free for all for people to practice painting. I think there is a balance that needs to happen. I think that there's an opportunity for artists to gather as a community and to paint and to practice. And then there's also a need for a place for artists to really showcase and to know that their piece is going to stay up for a little while for people to observe and to really kind of admire it. And the fascinating part about outdoor galleries like this is that part of the culture is that it is temporary and it will get painted over again and it will get replaced with another mural. And we want to make sure that we don't lose that aspect of the culture where it is people adding to other people's murals and murals kind of running into each other and letting it really be a voice of the people. So there will definitely be what we would consider walls that are non-curated, as well as a combination of walls that we know that when visiting artists or local artists or artists that are, working on a piece that's a little bit more extensive or something that deserves to be up for a while, that it can be up for a while and let people see it in a gallery setting.
If you all are just joining us, KXAN is here to talk about Hope Outdoor Gallery's new location that is set to open in East Austin this summer. Very exciting news there for sure. One thing we want to point out is the design of this. It's made up of these kind of earth bricks. I want to bring up some video really quickly so that everybody can kind of see what we're talking about. This is the construction site out there in East Austin. Can you talk about why it was important to create those bricks and use those in the design of this?
Well, there's an ecological component of our project that really has always resonated with us as partners, with me and Andy and Antonio, that we want to make sure that we're not just building these giant structures and not paying attention to the impact it has on our environment. These earthen bricks, I believe we were just designated as the largest earthen structure in the history of Texas, which is insane. But the idea is, as you're digging the ground out and the earth out to make foundation, and normally this dirt has to be carted away, there's a group that was able to take these and with all reclaimed materials to compress them into these 40-pound, bricks that we use to build the earth. So it literally is built from Austin. These bricks are literally built out of the ground from Austin. So from the ground up, it's, there's a lot of symbolic aspect to it, as well as just the idea that, we're going to have rainwater collection and, solar panels that, we try to maintain ourselves as a part of the ecology of the whole, everything, rather than just kind of taking into it or digging into it. I think it was very important for us to maintain that carbon neutral or even negative philosophy.
Yeah, that is so cool. And at the top of this interview, I mentioned that you're going to be partnering with the Hope Outdoor Gallery to assist them with their food and beverage program. It's kind of a new piece to this. That was not really offered at the previous location. So can you talk about what that means exactly and what people can expect to find out there at the new art park? Yeah,
so the aspect really is, when we are talking about the art park, it was, so Hope is in conjunction with a charity called the Hope Campaign that does a lot of programming for largely the art community, as well as children's camps and different types of educational programs. And we really wanted to expand that. Traditionally, this was always done in a kind of a fundraising, standard charity kind of mentality. We realized quickly that there should be a method for, art to kind of be self-sustaining and have a program that we don't have to necessarily ask for money, but we can earn it. And so one of the components of that is almost like a concession level, where part of the art community, I'm a little bit biased as a restaurant person, but that, culinary arts kind of has the same vein. We're in a very similar music, culinary, and visual are all in the same level of creativity that I think that really share, or we're very kindred spirits in that way. And so, showcasing some of Austin's restaurants and having a way for us to showcase food trucks and have a, culinary arts program as far as with the summer camps and things like that has always been very, very important to us and for me to bring to the park. So the idea is that if people come and see the art, then we could also showcase some of what Austin has to offer from a food perspective as well.
Yeah, that is definitely something to look forward to for sure. I'm excited to see
how that all kind of when they're out there. You're going to keep them out there. You got to feed them, right?
I know, that's right. And you wanted to stay around for a long time to enjoy the art, because I know that you said there will be some more permanent fixtures as a part of this new facility in East Austin.
Yeah, it's just, the idea is we want to make this into kind of part of the culture of Austin as a community, and we prided ourselves, right, on being a live music capital and being, having this kind of vibrant art community. And this is a very important part of the art. Street art in particular is really the voice of the people. When you go out and you see something that happened, you can look on the walls of the communities and you'll see what has happened and what happened there and what it meant to the community, the memorial walls or, protest walls or any of these type of things. And so it's very important for that. And so for me, there's a part of the culture, particularly being with the airport, that was very exciting, is this idea that this can become a destination spot for people to not only come and experience art in a very immersive and exploratory way, but to create a community around it. We'll have marketplaces out there for, you know, vendors and so on and so forth. And for us to, you know, and not to be hyper dramatic, but, you know, I feel like it was very damaging that we have to do this kind of hostage kick out at the airports. Now we can't, you know, I'm old enough to remember being able to wave at the plane as it flew away, you know, when you have to send a loved one off, or waiting at the end of the jetway when somebody's arriving. And, you know, and now we have this kind of really weird send off. You know, I would love for the culture to shift over to where people can come to the park, which is a mere, you know, moments away from the airport, go look at some art, enjoy some local food, maybe have a, you know, cocktail or something, take some pictures in front of a beautiful mural, give a proper hug, and then somebody jumps on our free shuttle out to the airport, and then, you know, and then the other person go home, and that becomes a more standard send off that's a little bit better, as opposed to the, you know, rolling stop that we have to do now. And so I think that that's something that really is, you know, that resonates with me, is this to really be part of the community and part of the culture, that this is what Austin is about, is that we create a vibrant art and to showcase what Austin is all about.
Yeah, I love that sentiment so much. I do want to ask you about how the pandemic affected things. Obviously, it took such a hit, not just on arts, but pretty much every single industry in the state and the city and the country in so many regards. From what I understand, there was a groundbreaking that happened not long after the initial facility closed in 2019, and then things kind of hit pause during the pandemic. What was the impact there?
There was an uncertainty for us as to say if we needed to decide, and the most hated word of 2020 is pivot, is to decide if whether or not we wanted to stay true to what we originally thought, or if there needed to be a need to change. I think that if anything, it did benefit us in a little way, because I think we would have gone halfway into construction when everything kind of got really kind of desolate, as it were. And so not having to kind of like stop the car after it's running has really benefited us in allowing us to kind of make sure that our programming and the design of the park can keep up with these changing times. I think that it's very, very critical for us to stay mobile and stay flexible as we try to navigate through how this is going to change the sentiment. I mean, it is a general, I mean, we're kind of combating two separate things. Number one being, it's a huge positive that we're an largely outdoor venue. Even our bar is going to be a rooftop bar, but you know, it is a gathering of large gathering of people. So we have to navigate how we can do that properly, safely, and you know, with some sort of level of longevity in mind. So you know, I think that we are, you know, our team is about as creative as they get, and so I have no doubt, and from an operational standpoint, that we'll figure out a way to do it. But the pandemic really for us is to recognize that we have to make sure that we adjust to match A, public sentiment, and B, public health. So.
Yeah, I love that too. Well, before we go, CK, I want to let you just say something to the people out there. I know that they're all going to be clamoring to want to go and check out this facility. So what's the message you have for people out there about this Hope Outdoor Gallery Art Park finally opening?
You know, I think that what really is important is for us, I think, is in these times, I think we need to find ways to remember this message, right? Or remember the idea of hope, and that this is a positive in a kind of a sea of despair, you know. And I think that there's a shine that happens when things start to get a little bit dark. And I think that this is something that we're hoping that we can try to be. Art tends to be that way for me. You know, a lot of songs, a lot of styles of music came out of a lot of despair and, you know, turmoil. And I think that this message of hope is very, very positive for me, at least, to remind me that that's what we need to have. We need to focus on this and focus on the idea that we are going to get through this, we're going to get past this, and we're going to get to a point where we're all hugging and hanging out with each other again and looking at amazing art together and exploring what it means. And then, you know, spending our time focusing on beautiful things like art, rather than how in the world are we going to get through these disasters or whatever. So, so focus on that. I mean, there's still amazing art all over the city, and this is by no means going to be the only place that's art will go. So start to look for art and start to find hope where you can find it. And, let us be hopefully some semblance of a focal point, of course. And we would love to be, a place that you can take people when you need that kind of home base. But, in your community, find it and spread this message to everybody that, we all need hope, and we hope to, to bring you some of it in July.
Well, after the year we've all had, I would say that focusing on anything good at this point is what we should do. So CK Chen, he owns Wu Chow Austin here, and he's partnering with Hope Outdoor Gallery to run the food and beverage operation that will be happening at this new facility, this new art park that's in East Austin, just off Dalton Lane near Austin Bergstrom International Airport. The big news, once again, we want to highlight that this park is going to open this summer. Not an exact date just yet, but at least it's something for all of us to look forward to. So CK, thank you again for being here.
Thank you for having me, Will.
All right, everybody. And if you'd like to read more about the plans and see some of the renderings themselves, that's on our website, KXAN.com, and on the KXAN News app. If you downloaded that on your smartphone, you can look at it right on your screen there. So please do that if you haven't done so. Once again, I'm Will DuPree here in the KXAN live studio. Thank you all for watching. Please, everyone, be safe and kind and healthy, and take care. We'll see you back here another time.